Election Day Information and Rules, page 9. Poll hours. Poll workers must arrive at the poll site by 5 a.m. Polls must open at 6 a.m. and close at 9 p.m. All voters in line at 9 p.m. must be allowed to vote. Legal. You must administer the election impartially. Number of poll workers. Inspectors work as part of a bipartisan team on Election Day. Pay. You can expect to be paid for Election Day, including payment for this training course, 6 to 8 weeks after working. You must work an election in order to be paid for this training course. Election Day Information and Rules, page 9. You are allowed 2 hours in total for breaks and meals. The coordinator may assign you specific times to take your breaks. No eating or drinking on ED tables, ED supply carts, interpreter tables, or information tables. Do not eat while serving the voters. No smoking or e-cigarettes at the poll site or within 100 feet of a school. Cell phone use inside the poll site is only for official business. For example, using an internet browser to access the BOE poll site locator website to assist voters. Election Day Information and Rules, page 9. Poll workers and voters are not allowed to have political conversations while at or near the poll site. Attention to personal hygiene and grooming is expected on Election Day. Clothing should be tasteful and in good condition. Poll workers are not allowed to bring children or pets to the poll site. Only service animals are allowed at the poll site. You may request a special poll worker ballot application should you be assigned to a poll site that is not your designated voting poll site. Please call your borough office directly. Election Day Team, page 10. Coordinator is assigned as the poll site supervisor and must be respected as such. Oversees the setup of poll site and reassigns poll workers as needed. Police officer delivers police poll site envelope to coordinator. On duty at the poll site until poll close at 9 p.m. Will stand at the end of line of voters at 9 p.m. ED table chairperson manages work activity at the ED table and confirms accuracy of documents. ED table inspector serves the voters by locating voter file in e-poll book, obtaining voter signature, and issuing a ballot in a privacy sleeve with a disposable pen. Election Day Team, page 11. Scanner inspector waits 5 feet from scanners, ready to help if a voter asks for assistance with scanning a ballot. BMD and privacy booth inspector ensures voters are able to mark their ballot in a privacy booth and/or mark their ballot assisted by the BMD. Information clerk greets voters as they enter and offers to assist in locating voters' correct ED table. Posts inside signage at the poll site. Accessibility clerk installs doorbell and makes sure the accessible entrance and pathway is free and clear of obstacles. Posts outside signage at the poll site. Election Day Team, page 12. Interpreters assists non-English speaking voters by translating information and the ballot in designated languages. AD monitors rove in designated areas to provide assistance and troubleshooting to coordinators at the poll sites. Standby are assigned to a borough standby facility to await deployment. Once sent to a poll site in need of inspectors, you may be assigned any one of the roles listed above. Relief inspector assigned to any of the above by the coordinator. You may be reassigned continuously throughout the day to help cover breaks and meals. Election Day Team, line management clerk, assigned to work the line of voters by looking up ED/AD information. Will announce frequently to the line of voters that anyone who is only dropping off an absentee ballot does not have to wait in line. Reminds voters to have their FastPass tag ready for a contactless check-in at their ED table. Poll watcher Observers and Media, page 13. All visitors. Election Day Team. Line Management Clerk. Assigned to work the line of voters by looking up ED/AD information. Will announce frequently to the line of voters that anyone who is only dropping off an absentee ballot does not have to wait in line. Reminds voters to have their FastPass tag ready for a contactless check-in at their ED table. Poll Watchers, Observers, and Media, page 13. All visitors to the poll site must be directed to see the coordinator. Poll watchers are certified to observe the elections at the poll site by candidates, political committees, or independent bodies. The coordinator will verify if they have correct documentation to allow them to be within the poll site or at a specific ED table. Poll Watchers, Observers, and Media, page 14. Poll watchers can arrive at 5 a.m. to observe opening and verify no ballots have been cast. Compare ballot to sample ballot poster. Examine e-poll book at the ED table. Observe the closing of polls and return of canvass. Challenge individual voters. Report possible violations to the coordinator, poll worker, police officer, or borough office. Poll Watchers, Observers, and Media, page 14. Poll watchers cannot interfere with the election process. Electioneer in any manner within 100 feet of any poll site entrance. This includes soliciting votes or distributing, wearing, or carrying political literature, posters, banners, or buttons, or showing a candidate or party's name. Tamper with election materials. Protest a vote ruling. Accompany a voter to the privacy booth, BMD, or scanner. Examples of interfering with the election process. Talking to poll workers while voters are present. Talking to voters who are voting. Carrying on any conversation that may create a distraction or disturbance. Electioneering. Poll Watchers, Observers, and Media, page 15. If a poll watcher breaks a rule, please direct them to the Poll Watcher's Guide, posted inside the poll site. At your poll site, you may also have federal observers, HAVA observers, and BOE observers. Media and press are allowed to be inside the poll site if they have written authorization from the BOE. Exit polls are allowed outside the poll site beyond 100 feet of any poll site entrance. Exit polls attempt to find out how voters have voted. They cannot ask voters before they enter the poll site. Pre-election checklist, page 16. 1. Receive notice to work and special ballot by mail. If you have not received your assignment and special ballot 7 days before Election Day, please call your borough office directly. Do not mail back your special ballot. 2. Review manual, including Election Day information and rules. 3. Arrange for 5 a.m. arrival to the poll site. 4. Dress comfortably but professionally. 5. Bring appropriate food and snacks. 6. Bring your notice to work and special ballot with you on Election Day. Let's take our quiz for Section 1.2, Preparing for Election Day. Click Next to continue. 1. If a voter says their animal is a service animal, they are permitted to bring it into the poll site. Please refer to page 8 in the Basic Manual for additional information. Click on the image to the right to zoom in on the referenced section from the Basic Manual. A. True. B. False. That's right. You chose the correct response. Quiz. Preparing for Election Day. 2. What time do you arrive at the poll site on Election Day? Please refer to page 16 in the Basic Manual for additional information. Click on the image to the right to zoom in on the referenced section from the Basic Manual. A. 3:30 a.m. B. 4 a.m. C. 5 a.m. D. 6 a.m. That's right. You chose the correct response. Great job! You have successfully completed the quiz. Click Next below to continue. Congrats! You've reached the end of this module. Please click on Exit Activity above to continue.